In this lecture, we're going to be discussing the conditional statements. There are different types. We're going to start with the simple if-else statements. So we're going to give an example to explain or illustrate this type, if-else. So let's say we are going to prompt the user to enter a grade. And based on that grade, we're going to determine or decide whether the student is passing or failing. So let's import the scanner because we are prompting the user to make an input. So import Java util get scanner. Then create the scanner object. So I'm going to call it, let's say, input new scanner. System in. Now we're going to prompt the user. So we're going to make a statement. Enter your grade. So the user will enter a grade. So most likely it's going to be an integer. So we're going to save it in a variable of type integer. We're going to call it grade. And then we're going to use the scanner object. Look, input that next int because it matches with the variable of type integer. And then we're going to use an if statement. As you can see, if is lowercase. And then we're going to put the parentheses here. Then we're going to put the condition inside the parentheses. So based on that condition, if that condition is true, or is returning true, then some type of action will take place. Else, that means if that condition is false, something else will take place. But only one of them will take place. You cannot have both of them. So for example, if you put grade is higher or equal than 7. So if the grade is higher or equal than 70, then we're going to put, for example, system out, print line. Let's say, for example, student passing. Okay. So here, let's you need to pay attention to the brackets. If we have only one line, one statement, then you don't have to put the brackets. But if you have more than one line, you have to use the curly brackets because all of them will be under one block. If you don't put the curly brackets, then only the first statement is part of the if. Whatever comes after is not part of the if. So let's move it here, okay? And then we're going to put else. What does else? Else means if the condition is false. So we're going to put here student failing. As you can see, you cannot have both of them, only one. If the condition is true, the first block, it could be one or more statements, will take place. Else, that means a grade is less than 70. That means that this one is false. Then another statement, so the computer will ignore the first statement and then will execute the else statement. So let's run the program and see what we're going to get. So we're going to run the program that's going to prompt the user, enter your grade, and then waiting for an input from the user. So let's say 80. Now here you have the condition. Is 80 higher or equal than 70? It's going to return true. So now the computer or Java will execute the first statement and then ignore else. Okay. So we're going to run the program and then hit the enter key. So it's going to say students passing. Now let's run the program and then enter something less than 70. Let's say 60. But is 60 higher or equal than 70? That's not true. So the computer or Java will ignore if and then go to else. And then execute the block of statements. It could be one or more. So in this case, it's going to say students failing. So hit the enter key and it's going to say students failing. So as you can see, it's very simple. Now, there are some mistakes that some people may make. You need to be very careful. The most common one is people that put semicolon at the end of F. So if you put semicolon at the end of F, basically you are ending the F statement. So the statement students passing is not part of the F anymore. So you have to be very careful, okay? So if you run the program, you're going to get something. First one, it's going to say else without F. Why? Because else is supposed to be after F. But when you put semicolon, you are separating the two. It's like this else has nothing to do with F. So you have to be very careful here. Don't put semicolon after F. The same thing also for else. So don't put semicolon in there. Okay, so this is basically the if else. As you can see, it's very simple. Based on the condition, if the condition is true, a set of statements or block of statements will be executed. If it's false, then another set of statements or block of statements will be executed. So thank you for watching and see you in the next lecture.